Hi, it's me, Dr. Z, and we're here today to share something very special with you. Too much cheese. Now, as many of you know, Hanging with Dr. Z started out back in the 60s in New York. But sadly, much of that footage was thought to be lost. However, recently, a treasure trove of film was discovered in an old steamer trunk at Paul Lynde's estate sale. Now, this was Paul's old house in Holmby Hills. But what happened was, he did the Halloween special with the band Kiss and befriended Peter Criss, the drummer. He's the kitty cat. Paul bought Peter's house in Encino and rented the Holmby Hills house to Wendy O. Williams from the Plasmatics. But Paul left a lot of stuff behind at the old house, including this trunk. Unfortunately, it was labeled punishment pants, and no one wanted to open it, not even Wendy. But finally someone did, probably on a dare, and voila! The footage was found. Now, what we're going to be showing you today is an interview I did in the late 1960s with my very dear friend, Orson Welles. But Orson could be a bit testy, as this clip will prove. It's from the summer of 1969.
So we had a boat in the river. It had pontoons off to the side, which we had to fashion ourselves from bamboo and palm leaves in the jungle.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Orson, but I've just been told that it's official. Neil Armstrong is the first human being...
I am talking about my movies here.
I'm sorry.
So there we were.
Yes.
In the jungle with our pontoon boat.
Neil Armstrong.
And we've got a camera hooked up. We rig a camera platform on it. And suddenly there were alligators in the water. And day 34, when we were shooting the close-up of me saying Rosebud, the camera was straight on, 16 millimeter lens, shooting nice tight shot, just my lips, Rosebud. And you know, it wasn't really a sleigh, but of course back then you had to say so.
Now, Orson, you were famously married to Rita Hayworth.
Yes, I was.
And her real name was Margarita Carmen Cancino, is that correct?
That's correct.
And this is what I find fascinating. She was Latina, but she had red hair. Quick question, none of my business. Did the carpet match the curtains?
I think we're done here.
Now, Orson, you're a cinematic legend.
Yes.
But someone told me that you were looking to work in television. Is there something in television that you wanted to do?
I was developing a little show dealing with our treatment over the years of Native Americans, and it's called F Troop.
Oh, that sounds like a very serious, heartfelt thing.
It's a slapstick comedy. It features handsome young inductees into the Army Bugle Corps, wearing tight uniforms and getting involved in all sorts of crazy antics.
Is this the pilot Forrest Tucker's in?
Yes.
You have Forrest Tucker in tight pants?
I figured it would be a hit.
You're going to need a long lens.
It's about the daily operations of the fort in the middle of the wilderness, and the uniforms and the cavalrymen are all impossibly tight. The pants, the shirt, tight. The jacket over the shirt, of course, is very tight.
You made a film called The Lady from Shanghai, correct?
Yes.
I once met a lady from Shanghai at the urinal at Dodger Stadium.
Did I tell you about the tight uniforms?
Wet buckskin.
Tight every time.
As many people know, Orson and I were quite close. In fact, he stayed here with me in the house for several years. Regrettably, this is past tense. We had a bit of a falling out, and I haven't seen my friend in several years.
What's up, Doc?
Orson!
The same?
Orson Welles! Where have you been?
I've been right here.
What do you mean right here?
I mean, I've been right here. I never left. I've been here the whole time.
In the house? The whole time?
The whole time. I'm a skilled magician, you know.
So all that time, I thought there was someone standing right behind me?
That was me.
The pile of wet towels that giggled?
I love hiding under wet towels.
But I haven't laid eyes on you in 8 years.
I'm just that good.
So you're the one who ate all the tuna fish.
Of course.
I thought it was a ghost.
How could a ghost eat all of your tuna fish?
Well, I assumed a guy died and he came back as a cat. But there was some of him left over, so they made that part a ghost. But since he was still a cat, he liked tuna fish.
Okay.
I can't stay angry with this one.
I never was angry with you.
Well, what about the beef tartare thing?
Oh, I was angry about that.
It was human flesh. I love a prank.